WTOL-TV, Toledo. Straight from the newsroom, this is Toledo 11 News.
Just another day on the job for a YMCA worker.
Until she came across this.
Were set up and students were painting welcome signs.
It wasn't quite the thrill of the open road, more like the parking lot of Perrysburg Commons.
It will make its debut.
Just about the only event making news today.
2,000 carryout orders were handled.
Welcome into WTOL 11 Vault with me, Dan Cummins. This week we're digging into the archives to find those stories you just can't forget. From a guy stuck inside the wall of a local diner to the fabled serpent swimming the waters of Lake Erie. You may not remember them right now, but at the time, trust me, what you're about to hear was unforgettable. Plenty to unpack there. I'm joined this week by my colleague and fellow WTOL 11 anchor, Kaylee Marentet. Kaylee, this is your first time joining us on the Vault.
It is. I'm excited to be here. You guys always talk about all these stories that you've had through the years and talk about what we're going to have on the show. So I'm excited to see it in one of the best seats in the house, I guess.
Yeah, all the journalism we've done over the years. Well, this week we're taking you to the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, a time when political news wasn't quite as divisive as it is now.
And Dan, I don't think it matters what our viewers are here. Dick Berry has something from 1985 that's appealing to any voter.
He won't butter you up for a vote. His opinions are fried and true. It's Mr. Potato Head for mayor of Boise.
Potato in every pot. From this day forth, ask not what you can do to a potato, but ask what a potato can do for you.
Mr. Potato Head even received the ultimate Idaho compliment, a 21 potato salute.
Vote for Mr. Potato Head.
Now, Mr. Potato Head even has his own campaign literature out. In it, he promises to sow the seeds of progress, cultivate the grassroots involvement of all citizens in Boise in civic matters, and to do the necessary spade work for a good government. So would Toledoans like a politician who never vegetates on the issues run for mayor?
Is this a trick question or what?
Depend on who he's running against. I may very well do that.
Is that Mr. Rankin?
I like him because people like him too, isn't it?
He's too starchy for me. Because he's cute.
I guess government's the most extreme example of self-will run riot, and it really doesn't make any difference who's in office.
How about him? You think he would?
I doubt it.
Mr. Potato Head, a real steak and potatoes man. Remember, he'll weed out pessimism and plant optimism.
The puns in that story. The puns in that story.
That was Dick Berry.
That's what I've heard.
I worked with him many, many years.
Well, that story is absolutely a reminder that the news tends to highlight the unusual. It's not always crime or violence, just stories that are out of the ordinary.
All right, Kaylee, absolutely. It's not the typical day that makes the headlines. So when a plane landed on I-475 back in March of 1986, it was definitely breaking news. And this unexpected touchdown had a twist. Dick Berry once again on the case.
It was an unusual sight for late-night drivers along I-475. A Cessna made an emergency landing on the roadway near Airport Highway after losing an engine at 6,000 feet. Ice formed on the plane at 3,000 feet. Pilot Jeffrey Jansen lost altitude and had no place else to go.
The pilot didn't feel he could make it into the airport. They were getting wind shear advisories, so he elected to land it here on the interstate.
Jansen's only passenger was former Major League Baseball pitcher Jim Bunning, now a Kentucky Republican congressional candidate. The plane was not scratched. The two men were not injured. After the plane ditched, it was towed to a nearby gas station. Now, the wings will be removed so that the plane can be towed down Airport Highway to Toledo Express Airport, where the engine will be fixed.
The FAA, Highway Patrol, and even a pilot at the scene say Jansen acted properly.
There's not really much you can do if your engine's quit. I always heard if you're going down, turn your lights off. You don't like what you see, turn them off. You're going down anyway. It's not much you can do.
At this point, the FAA doesn't plan to issue Jansen a citation. The Highway Patrol definitely won't issue him a speeding or parking ticket.
Boy, maybe in the mid-'80s you could land a plane on I-475, but not these days.
Not
There'd be
so much.
no room for a plane.
No.
Unless you make them give you room.
Yeah.
All right, are you someone who sends cards to people, condolences, thank you notes, stuff like that?
Thank you notes, yeah, depending on the situation. Like if someone comes to an event or something, or writes me a nice card or gives me a gift, thank you notes.
Nowadays we text everything. Or, yeah, we usually,
Even like a virtual card, I've done that before.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. And now, one local guy didn't just send cards back in 1986. He actually wrote greeting card slogans.
He noticed kids needed something to do, so he offered $20 for every card that he thought would sell. So, of course, Amy Ashcroft went out to hear some of these ideas.
The many faces of concentration, perplexed looks, bowed heads, bitten lips. No, it's not homework. These youngsters are trying to write lines for specialty greeting cards.
Just put you two, not you two couple. Just cross out couple. And you spelled two wrong. It's TW.
I don't think most kids their age realize that people get paid for writing. And when I offered them $20, all their eyes got this big, and it was kind of fun because they came up with some hilarious card lines.
You two look great together. So I decided you might like to try some great food.
Bailey says one of the card lines he submitted was accepted by the Bill Knapp's restaurant chain, but he didn't tell them that a 9-year-old neighbor kid wrote it.
It was pretty hard, but I thought it was really fun.
Steve's winning entry. You two make me feel good inside, like when I eat at Bill Knapp's. Happy anniversary. Now that Steve's tasted his first writing success, does he plan to continue freelancing for Mike?
Well, if he offers us money, we might think about it.
But you won't do it for free?
No.
Amy Ashcroft, Toledo 11 News.
Dan, what is your favorite car you've ever owned?
I'm not really into cars at all. I like to get what's functional.
Yeah.
But one current car that we got for my wife when she retired. My wife retired about 5 years ago. A 2016 red convertible Mustang.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, and it's only a 4-cylinder. It's not a powerful car, but because it's so lightweight, it has really good get up and go. But you dare not drive it in the winter on icy roads, and dare not drive it during a heavy rainstorm. The thing likes to slalom down the road, and it's not good at all.
I was going to say, summer's here when Dan's red Mustang is in the parking lot of WTOL.
Usually my wife needs the SUV for something else, so I get stuck with the Mustang convertible.
Stuck with the Mustang. Well, check this out. We're heading back to May of 1987. It's a time when a local company was building high-performing and high-priced rides.
That included some custom Corvettes. Price tag, then a whopping $75,000. Evan Rosen takes us behind the wheel.
Yuppies, look out. These toys are out of your league. They're custom-built Corvettes with price tags only for the rich. A Toledo company called American Custom Industries turns plain old $30,000 Corvettes into anything but plain $75,000 Corvettes.
We're aiming at the executive of a large corporation or the fellow that owns his own business from 25 to 2,000 employees.
This is ACI's newest model. Hand-sewn leather seats, burled walnut dash, and a souped-up engine lets this car roar up to 160 miles an hour. This Corvette may be ACI's most original design concept. It has front and rear radar detectors. You can see the seats are scarlet and gray, Ohio State's colors, because the owner happens to be an Ohio State fan. Lawyer Stuart Glicken flew in from Chicago to choose his custom Corvette. Stu, 75 grand's a lot for a car.
It depends on what a lot of money is. I'm 50 years old. I think since I've been a little kid, my dream has been to design my own car.
A dream come true for the buyer and also for ACI's owner, who has converted 2,000 Corvettes in 19 years. He says if you have the bucks and you prefer American, his car's a bargain alternative to the Lamborghini. Evan Rosen, Toledo 11 News.
All right, Kaylee, how do you feel about legends like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster?
You know, I want to say this because our camera operator, Greg, definitely wears some Bigfoot tees all the time. So I'm going to say that I do believe. I think like Loch Ness Monster, I feel like there is so much of the ocean and waters that we haven't discovered yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like that.
Well, it's like things like UFOs or ghosts. I mean, like, do I know they exist? Do I know they don't?
Ooh.
You know, the whole thing. So did you know there have been rumors about something like that right here in Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan? Dick Berry took us out on the water in September 1990.
Maybe it's the island wine. Whatever it is, witnesses in recent weeks are reporting seeing something black, slimy, and about 50 feet long swimming around Lake Erie between Toledo and Sandusky.
The creature was first sighted in 1986, really not that long ago. Since then, residents here on the lake have given it a name, South Bay Bessie.
Some perch fishermen are pretty shook up as Bessie's legend grows.
There's supposedly a 50-foot sea serpent out here in Lake Erie.
Holy smoke.
Others are ready to land the monster.
I'd pull him in, no doubt.
They say it's 50 feet long.
It would pull me in then.
People who think they've seen something are definitely sure they've seen something.
John Schaffner is editor of the Port Clinton Beacon. The tale of Bessie has made headlines in his paper. He's even set up a serpent hotline.
My rough guess is that it might be a leftover sturgeon that used to frequent and used to be caught in the lake quite frequently by commercial fishermen.
But for the time being, the only Bessie positively identified on Lake Erie belongs to Toledo Edison.
Okay, now here's my theory. Sightings of South Bay Bessie are kind of like sightings of Elvis Presley. People are positive they've seen her, but like Elvis, Bessie prefers to stay out of the limelight. Think about it. Dick Berry, Toledo 11 News, Port Clinton.
South Bay Bessie. There's a breaking news.
That's quite the nickname. Yeah. Well, when disaster strikes, it takes real heroes to respond. These are the people who rush towards danger while the rest of us run away.
But it takes practice to make sure they're ready. And on October 9th, 1993, those first responders did just that. Marshall McPeak takes us to a drill that prepares these heroes for any situation.
Getting to the crash site in a hurry saves lives. You have to get to the plane's injured passengers who are waiting in the freezing cold. Putting out the burning fuselage is also a #1 priority. Now here's the setup. A twin-engine plane taxis onto the runway right in front of a fully loaded jetliner trying to take off. Both planes are ripped apart and passengers are thrown everywhere.
Hey, Manny! Manny!
Now it's up to rescue crews to pick up the pieces.
The little boy right over there with Carol is the first priority. Go get him and get him loaded.
I've got burns over 50% of my body, second and third degree burns.
Right now, the doctors, the medics, the victims, they're all into it and doing everything that they would have to do under a real scenario.
Life Flight lands next to the field hospital where medics are frantic. Cards are attached to the victims describing their injuries. Some are dead.
Now, this may be a mock disaster, but there are actually real patients here. Some of these folks are so cold, they're being taken to the hospital for hypothermia.
Disasters don't happen when it's 70 degrees and warm weather. I mean, this is cold weather, it's windy, the victims are cold, and this is when things happen. It's never perfect weather when a disaster occurs.
It's different, yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't want this to happen to me ever in real life.
Staying warm in the rain was almost as much of a challenge as working the disaster itself. But crews say the experience was invaluable.
I think we were prepared before today, but this, again, familiarizes everyone as to what we have to do, how to do it, and who's going to be here.
This is practice. It's all just a drill. This time. Marshall McPeak, Toledo 11 News.
Good story, yeah. Well, sometimes the stories you see in the news are more about what could have happened instead of what actually did happen. And that's the case from the next piece here. It's in February 1994.
It's a story of what police found inside a locker that prompted a response all the way from Dayton. Stephen Lattimore takes us there.
It's a case where something tragic could have happened, but thankfully didn't. Tiffin police say a 16-year-old student at Columbian High School brought a live hand grenade to campus.
It appeared to be a World War II vintage dummy grenade or collector's item. However, when he picked it up, it appeared that it could have been restocked with ammunition of some type or an explosive device.
Authorities called in bomb experts from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton to detonate the grenade. No one was hurt at the school. John Fry, the principal at Columbian High School, says the student has had problems in the past, but he doesn't think the boy was intending to detonate the explosive.
He was here showing it, and there was some excitement in being able to show that he had a hand grenade. I don't believe that he had that in school with any intent to harm anyone.
That was really stupid. Like, he said it was homemade. Why would you even make one and then bring it to school? It's going to cause so much trouble. And now it scares me to think about coming here. I mean, somebody had a real grenade. I mean, what if it would have went off?
Folks here in this small town of about 21,000 say they are shocked at the news that a student may have brought a live hand grenade to school.
You ought to punish him some way, put him in jail, let him see what it's like. Because you could kill somebody with that kind of stuff, even by accident.
Ellen Gardner runs the Iron Gate Cafe. She also went to Columbian High School and says things have changed a lot since her school days.
I know within the last couple of years they found a handgun in one of the junior high, so I guess it's just something that we have to, I don't want to say expect, but it's happening even in the smaller towns.
Yeah. Authorities say they don't think there are any more live grenades in circulation, but more arrests in connection with the case are likely. In Tiffin, Stephen Lattimore, Toledo 11 News.
You know, occasionally there'll be some fishermen that come across, especially the ones that the magnet fishing, because I was doing that a couple of years ago, and you throw these powerful magnets deep into some of these bays, and I know over there in Port Clinton area, somebody will come up with a still live grenade, and they call Toledo bomb disposal.
I know we've covered a few of them here, even in the last year or two.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often, but other stories atop the news are about everyday heroes, people who go above and beyond the call of duty.
And while football coaches get airtime for their work with the players, the next story shows that they can step off the field too. Check out what Jack Shea found in 1994.
55-year-old Alona Lensmeyer had just done some lunchtime banking at a National City Bank branch on Secor Road when she was attacked from behind.
Suddenly the guy burst out and grabbed a lady and grabbed her purse and knocked her to the ground and drug her a little bit and got the money.
It turned out to be a bad day for the purse snatcher. He committed his crime right in front of the coaching staff for the University of Toledo football team.
UT assistants Tom Amstutz, Matt Eberflus, Phil Parker, and Dave Christensen say they gave little thought to the possibility that the thief might have a gun.
The van, the windows are tinted, so he probably thought there was one person in the van. All of a sudden, he takes out, that van door opens up, 4 guys are pursuing him, another one flying out of the bank after him.
As the robber made a dash for it, he soon found he was being chased by some angry and very large old gridiron stars.
Great pursuit and good leverage and couple them up.
This ball carrier didn't get away.
Oh, They were helped by a former UT football player who was eating lunch across the street and knew that if his old coaches were running that fast, something was wrong.
Apparently those guys chased him for a long time and wore him down, and I saw the way he was going. I cut him off.
It looked like a big goal line stand, and the coaches won.
19-year-old Jeffrey Harris never saw what hit him. Tonight he's been charged with robbery. Police say this is the second purse snatching Harris has been involved in the past week. As for Alona Lensmeyer, she says she's shaken up but not seriously hurt. She says she'll always be grateful to the UT football coaches who came to the rescue in her time of need. Jack Shea, Toledo 11, the News Channel.
All right, if you follow professional football, college football, some big names right there. Toledo Tom Amstutz went on to be Rockets head coach, and Matt Eberflus, who was the second from the left, he coached with the Cleveland Browns, Dallas Cowboys, Indianapolis Colts. He was head coach of the Chicago Bears until he was fired just a year or so ago. And now I believe he's defensive coordinator with Dallas Cowboys, as I just mentioned, the Cowboys,
Some bad people to run into if you're snatching a purse.
Yeah.
Not the people you want to be tackled by, for sure. Well, of course, everyone loves a good animal story as long as it's not snakes. Right?
Snakes, don't like snakes. And this one's not. It's about a dog lost at sea and the fisherman who made a catch he was not expecting. Here's Janice Lane from 1996.
Well, I just see his eyes. When we was getting ready to dip him out, he was watching us, and of course we was watching him, and I guess he was hoping, get me out of here, get me out of here. But
well, we was probably 15 yards from him before we did see him.
But he saw you.
He was coming for us.
This little guy's life was depending on it. Bill Wolf and his brother-in-law Delmer Dodson are from Wapakoneta, Ohio, and docked their boat at a marina near Oak Harbor. The pair has been fishing buddies for 10 years and claims that never in their wildest dreams did they expect to cast their net to fetch a dog.
We were patrolling for walleyes. We was about 4.5 miles northeast of the tower, and we were just trolling real slow. You just don't believe what you're seeing. For the main thing, I still don't believe that we picked him up out there in the middle of that far out. I was holding the net, and he was back in the boat, and the dog was swimming as hard as he could towards it. Once he got under it, well, then we just kind of lifted him in like we do a fish.
He's not much bigger than a fish.
No, not too much.
After rescuing our canine friend, who for this story we'll just call Mark Spitz, Wolf was convinced the furry swimmer is no novice boater.
He never bothered anything on the boat, so I know he's
been trained.
He's been on boats many times, just the way he acted.
He's just at home. As soon as he got on that boat, he was just at home on that boat.
Just in case you're wondering, Spitz is housebroken.
Yeah, he's
boat broken too.
What's even more baffling is how Spitz, all 20 pounds of him, wound up in Lake Erie in the first place.
Well, there wasn't any boats anywhere around us within a half a mile at least. So, we got no idea where he come from. And
that dilemma has us all in the same boat, if you will. So we decided to get the answer straight from the horse's mouth. Well, you get our drift. His answer left us all feeling a bit overwhelmed.
What really amazed us is when we put him on the boat, he shook the water off, and he jumped up on the chair. Didn't act like he's a bit tired, did he?
No, didn't act like he had done any swimming at all.
It's obvious Spitz, a Jack Russell Terrier and Dalmatian mix, which explains the spots on his tummy, ears, and nose, has grown quite attached to his rescuers.
He's kept him at his house.
Lucky.
Let him have that honor.
Spitz has already become one of the most popular pooches to ever conquer Lake Erie, a feat his newfound friends are determined will not happen twice.
If we hadn't seen him, I don't know what. He was a long way from any other boat.
Cute pup.
So sweet. Yeah. Well, Dan, do you have any favorite restaurants that have since closed down in the area?
Back in the early 80s, there was a restaurant near Southwick Mall on South Reynolds down there, Dominic's. Dominic's was a pizza place. They had great food. It was an Italian restaurant, Dominic's, and a lot of us after work would go there and have some drinks and just, good camaraderie with coworkers there. But there wasn't a lot downtown at the time, so other parts of town were a very common occurrence for us to go and get some dinner and drinks or something, yeah.
Do you remember when it closed down?
I would say probably about 1990. I could be wrong. The building is still there, actually. It's something else is in the building.
Too bad it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, what about Trilby Diner?
Never been there.
No? Well, it was a Toledo staple until it shut its doors in 2010.
Built in 2003, the restaurant opened to a big surprise, something you'd never expect, something only Toledo 11's Tess Raffles could tell us about.
Opening time at Trilby Diner served up quite a surprise this morning.
I didn't know what to think.
Server Kathy Addis found a foot dangling after hearing moans from the grill hood.
Oh.
It was a would-be burglar sandwiched in the grill air duct.
A glass of water.
He's asking for water. I know what I would like to give him.
The owners and employees at this West Toledo restaurant were left sizzling.
What was he thinking? A big boy like that going through a little tiny hole, And there's no money inside. There's nothing. There's nothing in there.
Well, I think it's pretty ridiculous. Anybody with any common sense know not to go through something so small.
So how did this guy get in there? When officers arrived on the scene, they already found this ladder sitting here on the side of the building. They think he climbed this up the roof and down the duct. For almost 2 hours, crews carefully cut through the hood and duct while amused onlookers watched.
crazy. Why anybody would try a stupid stunt like that, I'll never know.
Sam Foreman comes in for breakfast every morning. He's never seen a special on the menu like this before, but his new phone camera came in handy.
He'll be on the internet in 10 minutes.
2 hours later, the grease-covered suspect is free,
good enough.
leaving behind $15,000 to $20,000 in damages. Owners worry trap thief damages won't be covered by their insurance. Tess Raffles, Toledo 11, the News Channel.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, things have really
There was
changed.
one
the
guy was funny,
phone.
like, yeah, anybody that would do that is not. He's not very smart. No. There you go.
Also, the cell phone camera,
Yeah.
the new cell phone camera, and it's a flip phone. It's funny to watch now.
It really is.
Well, I had fun on the vault. This is fun.
It was great being with you this
Yeah,
week. Yeah. Thanks for joining us for this look back at the stories that are hard to forget from Toledo's history. For Kaylee Marintet and all of us here at WTOL 11 over the years, I'm Dan Cummins. We'll see you next week, next time right here on the WTOL 11 Vault, exclusively on WTOL 11+.